Huh, that doesn't usually happen. Oh well, let's get into it. This is not a review of the Nikon ZR. This is a review of what it's like to live with someone who bought the Nikon ZR. Because apparently when Nikon buys Red and releases a creator cinema camera, what they're actually doing is releasing a new personality type into your home. So let's meet the problem. When the ZR arrived, I thought, oh good, another small black rectangle. How different could it be? Since then, I've learnt there are two kinds of cameras in this house. The first, cameras that take video, and two, cameras that take over our lives, and the Nikon ZR is firmly in category number 2. It started out harmlessly enough. The box arrived. Jack did his little half jog down the hallway, which he claims is casual, but absolutely isn't. And we had the ceremony. You know the one, the respectful unboxing, the soft ooh as the plastic comes off, and the quiet promise that this one might finally be the small cinema camera that just works. Cut to 3 weeks later, and our living room looks like the world's most over-specified camera test lab, and I know more about exposure tools than I ever wanted or needed to. Owning a ZR has unlocked a new version of my boyfriend. We have Jack, the hype train early adopter. This is a Jack who says things like, it's not a baby red, unprompted to nobody in particular whilst we're having a coffee. We have Jack, the reluctant reviewer. This is the Jack who swears he doesn't want to become a ZR guy, but then uploads his 4th ZR video in a row and says, yeah, but this one's different because this one's about the firmware wishlist. We have Jack, the boot time evangelist. This is the Jack who will tell you, completely straight-faced, that the ZR booting basically instantly is life-changing.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
And then compares it to the Komodo X taking 20 seconds like that's an entire human lifetime. But the instant boosting is actually real. I've seen this man going from sleep to wake in an instant when the lifeboat page goes off at 3 AM and be out the door in what truly feels like seconds. But if you want to see him really move fast, watch him realise the ZR turned on and is ready to shoot before he's even decided what side of the room to stand on.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! Oh, in the name of God! Now I know what it feels like to be God!
From my perspective, living with the ZR looks a little like this. Number 1, every walk is now just a little test. We are no longer just going for a nice walk, we are testing IPIS with a manual lens, or seeing how directional the mics really are, or checking how soft H.265 is, whoever that is.
We seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life.
If you've never watched a grown man walk the same 10 metres of coast path, 6 times in a row at slightly differing speeds, whispering to himself, okay, yeah, that's interesting, I can lend you mine. Number 2, the exposure tools are now a dinner topic. Normal couples might talk about their day. We talk about zebras and false colour and how difficult is it really to give us good exposure tools, Nikon. I've learnt that the ZR image is very nice, but the camera's idea of helping you expose that image is unhelpful. Which means Jack has invented about 5 different workabouts, all of which start with the words, okay, so it's a little bit annoying, but...
Aziz, light! Aziz, light.
The hype cycle comes for us all. When the ZR launched, YouTube loved it. My YouTube home screen became a wall of cameras that began with the letter Z and earnest, often green-lettered thumbnails. Jack joined in, obviously. View counts went up, subscribers went up, and so did the number of times I heard the sentence, I think I'm nearly done with ZR videos. Reader, he was not nearly done. A quick mid-video interruption. If you're enjoying this little look at what the Nikon ZR has done to our house, you'll probably like Jack's Instagram as well. That's where all of the tiny experiments, lifeboat days and Cornish coastline tests tend to end up. So if you want more of this chaos in shorter form, go and find him on Instagram. He's @JackFilmed pretty much everywhere. To be fair, there are some genuine upsides to living with the ZR. It actually gets used, unlike some of the gear in this house that lives in a drawer or a pelly case until there's a high-end commercial job, the ZR does actually come out for normal life. It comes out on day trips, coffee runs, and it might come out on the random evenings where the light looks nice. It is one of those few cameras that seems to exist in that middle zone between a serious work tool and let's just film something for fun, which is great for Jack's YouTube channel and, if I'm honest, sometimes good for me too. It boosts fast enough that he doesn't miss moments, so there's less of the classic, wait, can you do that again please? I wasn't rolling, because the camera was still turning on.
Insanity. is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
And you're gonna put it back in. And get it out again.
Which means more real moments actually get captured, and fewer things have to be reperformed like a low-budget theatre. The ZR lives in its lane. It's the slightly quirky, possibly capable camera that lets him shoot more, experiment more, and talk to his audience more about something that isn't just another big cinema camera that most people can't afford.
I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
From a girlfriend review perspective, the true gameplay loop of the ZR isn't image quality, it's number 1. Discover a charming new feature. Number 2. Discover the weird caveat attached to that feature. And number 3, add one more line to the ever-growing mental list called things Nikon could fix with a firmware update.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
For example, the camera starts instantly, which is amazing, but some of the assist tools feel a little half-baked, which means Jack mutters things at it that I probably shouldn't repeat on YouTube.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
The autofocus is good enough for the consumer side of things, but it's not quite predictable enough that you trust it blindly when it really matters. So you get this new mini game where he's always manually checking, second guessing, or half praising, half complaining. You can get lovely colour and texture out of it, but then he goes back to the red and spends like 10 minutes in the edit explaining why any at 4K might actually be the sweet spot, like he's trying to convince himself. Living with the ZR means hearing the phrase, for a consumer camera, it's actually pretty good, more times than I ever thought possible. An unexpected twist of the ZR era is that my face is now involved in even more tests. Because it's a creator camera, apparently that means I'm the default creator. Can you just stand there for a second? Can you walk towards me one more time? Okay, now the same thing, but slower, and I'm going to switch picture profiles. Meanwhile, when a client books me independently for a tiny modelling or acting job, I get a makeup artist, a call sheet, and a clear brief. When Jack books me, I get, it's just a quick test for YouTube, you'll be great, and a lens that costs more than my car.
This lens costs $200,000.
So what is it really like relationship-wise? I lose him to the edit whenever a ZR video is doing well, and the analytics tab becomes his new religion. If the click-through rate is good, he's emotionally buoyant.
I bring you love.
But if the average view duration dips, he looks like someone cancelled Christmas.
And now that I'm back to normal, I don't bring you peace and love, I bring you fear, famine, pestilence.
Dinner conversations now include phrases like hype cycle and diminishing returns on niche product coverage. I nod wisely, and then ask if we can talk about literally anything else. I do get more behind the scenes of his brain though. The ZR videos have weirdly opened up a space for him to talk about where YouTube fits into his career, and the kind of work he wants to do and how he balances the high-end commercial stuff with talking to people on the internet about tiny ergonomic decisions.
People have asked why we would remove the analog headphone jack. I'm going to give you 3 of them, but it really comes down to one word: courage.
So, if you are dating, married to, or living with someone like Jack, here's my verdict. Get the ZR if you want your partner to actually take a camera out of the house that isn't worth more than your car. If you're okay with them saying the phrase firmware wishlist like they're filing a complaint with the universe. And if you don't mind being B-roll sometimes and you secretly like seeing your life in nice 4K on YouTube. But maybe don't buy the ZR if you thought this would calm down their camera obsession. It won't. Or you're hoping it will replace their expensive cinema camera so they can buy fewer lenses. They won't. Or if you're allergic to the word quirky being used in a sentence about exposure tools. So my final thoughts. In the grand ranking of cameras that have entered our home, the Nikon ZR sits in a strange but interesting spot. It's not the life-ruining beast that takes over the entire flat. It's not the dusty, forgotten toy. It's a slightly chaotic, surprisingly lovable middle child that shows up to more family outings than you expect, occasionally embarrasses itself in public, but ultimately makes everyone's life a little bit more interesting. So, this hasn't been a review of the Nikon ZR. This has been the review of what it's like to live with someone who has bought one. And I give that experience Let's call it a 4 out of 5, just one more tests. If you've made it this far into a video about what it's like to live with a man and his Nikon ZR, you are absolutely Jack's people. So do the YouTube things for him. Give this a like so it gets shown to more camera nerds. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more slightly unhinged gear chat from our little corner of Cornwall, and feel free to drop a comment telling me what camera you're currently putting up with at home. I'm Meg, he's Jack, and whatever the heck this is, he's calling Western Approaches, so thank you for watching.